There seems to be a decent dash of green, 0.5% higher. 60 up on the Nifty and 190 up on the Sensex. So that's a fairly decent start. 0.5% on both indices, and the Nifty Bank continues to outperform. It's almost a 200-point gain, 190-point gain on the Nifty Bank, up 0.6. Mid-caps also doing up as much as the big boys, up about 0.5% on the mid-cap index. The advanced declines is 2 in the green for 1 in the red. So it's a good morning of trade for the bulls at long last, or at least the first tick is. So the metal stocks are the ones that are leading the charge. Vedanta, JSW, Tata Steel among the top 3 gainers. Yes Bank is continuing to charge higher. It's up about 1.3, both 1.3 rupees and 1.3%. Other stocks, UPL is showing a little bit of recovery. It has seen some sustained selling, so there is probably some covering. Among the financials, Indiabulls, SBI are the 2 stocks that are doing a little better now, about 1.5% higher apiece. Tata Motors, Anuj, is showing some signs of life at that 150 mark, which has been, as you pointed out, a bit of a Lakshman Rekha for that stock. ONGC is rising 1%. Power Grid, Titan, Eicher Motors, Bajaj Finance, all the marquee stocks that have been selling are just about starting 0.5% in the green. Not much in terms of a red brigade. Bajaj Auto is down 1.3. Otherwise, it's IOC, BP and HP that are showing a little bit of red. Asian Paints. So it's the usual suspects. IT stocks is the other pocket which is showing a little bit of weakness. Tech Mahindra in the red, HCL Tech flat.
Okay, the mid-cap index has opened up well, so 0.5% higher. The advanced decline ratio is positive as well, more than 800 stocks on the advancing side. But some stocks in focus, Interglobe Aviation is falling some more after that 10% fall yesterday. It's down another 1.5%. There are reports indicating that the shareholder pact between the promoters will be checked by the government for violations, and the agreement between Gangwal and Bhatia could be annulled if they are found violating the Companies Act. There was big delivery selling in Indigo yesterday as well, almost 400 crores or so. So look at that stock, further sell-off seen there. Apart from that, you do have, all these oil marketing companies, because of the way crude has spiked up, IOC, HPCL, BPCL under pressure. Paint companies as well. Asian Paints is down almost 0.5%, and a couple of the others in the broader markets too, not looking that good. But since the market is upbeat, let me also talk about the list of gainers right now. The 0.5% rally is led by a lot of the metal names. So JSW Steel, JSPL, SAIL, Tata Steel, that whole lot is up about 1 to 3%. And NMDC, let's take a look at how that one is doing. After the Karnataka High Court allowed the writ petition of the company in the Donimalai mine case, NMDC is holding up in the green right now. Apollo Hospitals, the company has clarified about the pledges. So Apollo Hospitals is actually holding up in the green post that clarity as well. And in result reactions, HFCL and GTPL Hathway both had a good showing this time around. The stock should be up. HFCL is now up over 7%. GTPL Hathway as well is trading. Okay, that's a 20% gain there that you're seeing, and big volume pile up too. Good numbers. Revenue growth of 12% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So those are some, stock reactions based on news flow. Otherwise, it's a good opening, Anuj. Holding on to 11,550. At any point, do you reckon there could be a sell into this move, or would it build on to its gains?
Let's see. Don't want to preempt that. That's the only issue. Want to see. Normally, there's a bit of a pullback after this kind of opening, and then you take it from there. Actually, this is for NMDC. This is not the kind of start that a lot of people thought it would be. And early in the morning, the open is the high on that stock. So I don't know if actually this, gets sold into a bit here. That would be the stock to track for me from here on. Only about 1% higher. Pre-open, of course, was indicating much higher rate. But anyway, there are a couple of stocks recovering. UPL, for example, is up a bit, and the index is holding on right now. So for now, metals are doing well, actually. So that's a global play. This rally is global in nature. Tata Motors, essentially all the global facing stocks, steel doing well because, the rally is global. But our problem is that we have been underperforming and rallies have been sold into. But Ashwini, your thoughts on index? Is there a trade here?
See, I would think you should sell into this rally. Keep a 25-point type stop loss on the Nifty. I would think the first instinct after you kind of stabilize would be the bears to come back and sell the rallies. I don't think post the open buying is a great idea. So overall, good open, but difficult to see how we could sustain it.
Okay. Mitesh, what is your first trade?
Lata, I think Petronet is something which I recommended that's doing well and that could see follow through. And one on the sell side is M&M Finance. I think that's just kind of breaking down. If there's more follow through over here, and I would want to see the stock kind of break below levels of 385, 384, and we're very close to that level, then I think the stock can head towards 368, 365 as the first target.
One expected the first gain to be perhaps sold into, but it has come a little too quickly. Though to be fair, the mid-caps and the bank nifty are doing a little better. Let's see if it continues that way. Prakash, anything you have spotted? Index or stocks?
Not comfortable with the open. Perhaps it could be a sell here. I think Bajaj Auto is a sell, can slide to around maybe 2,600 zone. Looks very weak, Bajaj Auto.
Okay, anything on SBI? I mean, it has been piling on some gains over the last many months. It's still one of the biggest gainers this year, about a 20% gain there. Ashwini, at this level, how does the risk reward look on SBI?
See, risk reward is poor on everything. Basically, this is a correction where we have just paused. So even on the banks, if things have opened higher, it should be used to sell into the bank nifty, unless of course any sort of rally gets sustained, and for that I think 11,600 needs to be crossed. I would think the bears are in such strong position that they are not going to tolerate these 50-point rallies.
Yes, look at, for example, a Bajaj Finance. It's almost a repeat of yesterday. It tried to open up higher, but now has slipped once again, so down about 0.5% on that. Look at the chart. It's telling you that people are willing to sort of wait for any kind of gap up to sell, especially the stocks which have a bit of an overvaluation problem. TCS is the other one which is falling a bit. And look at Interglobe, and that's the point we were making at 3 o'clock yesterday as well, that there's no rush to buy stocks like Indigo. And because when these issues take place, they take time to resolve, and you don't want to play blind here. If you had bought Indigo yesterday as a trader, you would be making big loss right now. Yes, yesterday it played out as intraday because of perhaps getting oversold too much. But crude at where it is, there are business headwinds right now, and on top of that, you don't want this kind of situation. So that one right now inching lower and lower.
If you can keep your planes afloat, this must be the greatest business now. I mean, you're clearly underserved. Even a Delhi-Mumbai ticket, which is a well-serviced route, is becoming just beyond the pockets of most small business and certainly retail passengers. But just on another plane, I wanted to ask Devin. Devin, what are you doing with troubled stocks, say Indigo or Yes Bank?
Well, I don't think that. I think till the time you get the clarity back into the system, I think you want to buy it in hurry. Yes Bank certainly, I think, promises that I think they are taking care of the trouble areas. However, I think one would like to see it validated in couple of quarters results before you put across full-fledged buying into this particular stock. Might be slightly expensive, but I think you are buying for sure. So definitely, I think one will have to wait before buying into it. Indigo, I'm not too sure whether I think one should be buying at current levels.
Okay, maybe not Indigo, but SpiceJet should be looked at because it's been up and about ever since this Interglobe Aviation promoter feud became public. SpiceJet is now up another 1-odd%. It's been trading above 120 for a while. Cox & Kings is another stock. There's one more default that Cox & Kings has undergone. They've defaulted on their payments worth 125 crores. With respect to commercial papers that were due on the 9th of July. So there's a 5% fall that we're seeing on Cox & Kings.
I think we missed the Suzlon Energy. Was it Mint that carried a story that Brookfield is eyeing it?
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's penny stock.
Yeah, and also I think it came in market hours yesterday. One of the agencies reported it yesterday. So I think that move happened.
Already happened.
Yeah, but I tell you something, the market's looking to sell some more overvalued stocks. Now, I mean, look at Jubilant FoodWorks, comes out with numbers pretty soon, and that one started to see quite a bit of decline. In fact, perhaps the first day of decline now on Jubilant FoodWorks. So that could get very interesting today through the day. And of course, Bajaj Finance we've been talking about, so that's also seeing decline. So a lot of these stocks seeing decline. The other pocket which has been seeing some problem is mid-cap IT. So Birlasoft, Hexaware, they're down. Bata right now making low of the morning. So just keep an eye on that. This move on index looking a bit vulnerable. Ashwini, if you are taking a short trade, what would be the stop loss for that trade on the index?
Basically 570, 580. But the way this is selling off, you may not need that. My sense is that the market wants to head back below 11,500 fairly soon.
Okay, well, for now, metal stocks are the big movers, really, that entire lot. But let's thank our guests for joining us and giving us their views on the technicals of the market. Indigo is really the big stock on our radar right now. There are reports indicating that the Indigo shareholder pact could be checked by the government for violations. But as we know, they've responded, Rahul Bhatia has responded to Indigo's co-promoter Rakesh Gangwal's allegations regarding the related party transactions. In a statement released, Interglobe has refuted charges of questionable related party transactions. Anu Sharma joins us to give us the details on this. Anu.
Well, Rahul Bhatia's Interglobe Enterprises has issued a clarification on the allegations made by Rakesh Gangwal regarding related party transactions. He has said that the existence of related party transactions was disclosed in public domain at the time of the IPO in 2015. And after the IPO, many of the related party transactions have ceased to exist, while some have been renewed on an arm's length basis. The Interglobe Enterprise Group of Rahul Bhatia and his associates says that the group has ensured that no entity of the group should take any advantage under the related party transactions, and in fact, without exception, Indigo has received more favorable treatment over other customers of Bhatia's Interglobe Group and its entities. The statement has also given some figures to support the clarification that has been made by Interglobe Enterprises. It says that the materiality of the transactions for Indigo is not significant. It is only 0.53% of Indigo's consolidated turnover for FY 2018-19 at 150 crore rupees. Back to you.
Okay, so there are several issues over here. The two shareholders giving us their version of the story. Newspaper Mint saying that the government itself is looking at the details of the agreement and see if it's falling foul of anything in the law. So that's quite a bit of give and take on Interglobe. The resulting impact on the stock is negative. Everyone's waiting for some clarity, both between the warring board members as well as whether the government has any role to play over here. So Interglobe Aviation clearly not able to take advantage of what is a field day for aviation companies today. Okay, but what is not a field day is for the auto companies.